Hey finders, welcome back to Fortune Finds. Today I am serving you Valentine's Day vibes. I woke up this morning and thought to myself, I want to film. What do I want to film? I want to film a Valentine's Day look. And this way you guys can watch it before Valentine's Day and either use it on Valentine's Day or not. Because honestly, I feel like this is not just a Valentine's Day look. I feel like this is a beautiful, feminine, girly date night look. You could go out with your girlfriends with this look. You go on a date with this look. I just think it's really nice and I think that it's versatile and I love it. So when I woke up this morning, I started scrolling through Pinterest because I wanted some inspiration on what exact look I wanted to do, and I wasn't really finding anything. So instead, I came in my beauty room, went through my collection, and was like, what is speaking to me? I stumbled across this lipstick that I'm wearing, Candy Yum Yum. This was one of my first ever luxury lipstick purchases. So this is definitely a lipstick that holds a special place in my heart, and I wanted to base the whole makeup look around a lip. So I just thought it was cool. Like, if you guys are ever looking for inspiration or you're not really sure what you want to do, just go ahead and go through your makeup collection and see what it is that's speaking to you that day. After I uploaded my 5-minute makeup video, you guys like loved it and were like, I got so many messages from people saying, I love videos like this. Like, I don't have time to sit down for 2 hours and do my face every day. Like, it's just not realistic. So I do want to bring you guys more looks that are simple, not so many steps, a little less complicated, and you can get out the door in a decent amount of time. So this is definitely a great look for beginners, intermediate, advanced. If you guys just want to get out the door 1, 2, 3 and you like this look, it is a simple, blown out pink shadow look. Before we do get into the video, please be sure you are subscribed. So click that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot. And also click the bell button next to it. This way you get a notification every time I upload a video here on my YouTube channel. So I think I've said enough. And without further ado, let's stop babbling and let's get on to the Valentine's Day makeup. So I already have one eye pretty much on. We are gonna go and do a few more steps to the eye, but this is just like a gist of what it's gonna look like. It's just a pretty blown out pink using some interesting products. So I am going to be using this LORAC Los Angeles palette, some blush, using Dolce Vita and Orgasm from NARS, my 2 favorite blushes, and a little bit of highlight. The base of my face is done. I'm wearing concealer, foundation, all that fun stuff. So if you're ever interested in reading or seeing what it is I have on my face, I always link it down below. This way you guys can see what it is I'm wearing on the reg or what it is I'm wearing in a specific video if you think my foundation looks good. Or even if you think it looks bad, you know what not to buy down below. So I'm gonna be dipping into this LORAC palette, grabbing that light pink shade called Bonfire fluffy brush. This is a JH32 by Morphe. And I'm just gonna put this all over the eye. Dusting this all over. Now I did prime my eye with some concealer, so this is helping to set the concealer by just laying down this very light pink shade, and it's so pretty. And I'm just gonna dust it all over. A flat shadow brush. This is just an e.l.f. C shadow brush, and I'm gonna grab that hot toddy shade, so it's like a little bit darker of a pink. I'm just gonna get it on one side of the brush like this, and I'm gonna pat off the excess eyeshadow on the back of my hand. And I'm going to keep this in the crease and just doing like back and forth motions following the natural crease of my eye. So we're just deepening up that crease. It is very helpful to keep your eye open when doing this, just so that you're making sure the shadow is going somewhere where it's visible to others. So I have hooded eyes, so if I were to just throw it in the crease down here and push it in, and then when I open my eyes, when I was done, you wouldn't be able to see it. So for me, I like to keep my eyes open. I like to see what the finished product is going to look like to others, you know? Because what's the point of throwing in a shadow if you're not going to be able to see it? Go back in with that JH32 that we used that first pale pink shade on, and I'm just going to run it over this. This is just for blending purposes. Again, when you're doing a blown out eye look, it's all about the blend. Dolce Vita blush by NARS. I'm going to take some and I'm just going to pat that all along the lid. So I'm not pushing it into the crease. I'm literally just putting it on my lid. Now, this does not show up as well as I wanted to with just my finger, but I did do this on the other eye, and I think it's really important to note that when you're doing a makeup look and you start off on one eye, even if you mess up, you should do that messed up portion of the eye on the other eye, because then they won't look balanced. So I initially went in with this Dolce Vita blush and threw it all over the eye with my finger, and I just didn't love how it was showing up. So I just did that just for symmetrical purposes. You can totally skip that and just go ahead and do this step that I'm about to do, which is taking another flat shadow brush. This is just a Sephora concealer brush, wetting it like this with some setting spray. Any facial spray that you have is totally fine, and then dipping it into that blush. This is gonna pick up a little bit more of the product and lay it down a little bit more pigmented than our finger did. And I'm gonna focus a little bit more on that outer corner just to like deepen up that outer third. Such a pretty blush, and I love it as an eyeshadow. You know, this is another thing I love about makeup. Just because something's a blush, it doesn't need to just be a blush. You can use it as an eyeshadow, and that's something to note when you're buying like a palette, and say not all the shades work for your skin tone. So say you buy a highlighting palette and you're very pale and they have darker golden shades, or you're buying a highlighting palette and you have darker skin and they're too like stark, they're too on the white, shimmery bright side, you can always use them as an eyeshadow. Keeping in the trend of not wasting our money in 2019, I think that's like a big thing for me, and I'm making it a big thing for you guys. Like, you can use things in other places. Just because something doesn't work for you as a highlighter or a blush, you can use it as eyeshadow always. NARS Orgasm, and this is gonna give like the most subtle effect to the eye, going in with my fingers, and I'm just patting that right in the middle of the eye. Subtle shimmer, and it makes the eyes look a little bigger. And once it's placed down, you just want to pat off the excess all over the lid just to like blend it out. On a pencil brush, this is a Morphe JH39. Follow the brow tail. I want a little bit more of a highlight, so I'm going to go in with the example I was just saying. This highlighter is a little too dark for me right now. I am pretty fair. Wet n Wild's Precious Petals. Like, I know they don't look the same. This is a lot more pinker than this one, but they both have those like pinky golden flecks of glitter. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to take that on the same brush, and I'm just going to put that right where we just put the NARS Orgasm, and see, that gives a little bit more of a shimmer. And I like to blend it like down a little bit. I'm going to go back in with that JH32 that we used originally, and I'm just going to not add any product to it. I'm just going to fluff that together. Let's go in with Hot Toddy. I'm going to take that on a little flat brush. This is the JH43, and I'm just going to line underneath the eyes. Sorry, there's like no good way for me to do this. I feel like it's always hideous when I do my under eye. And just like stamping, wiggling motions, keeping it super tight to the eye, almost like you would an eyeliner. Stamp and wiggle, stamp and wiggle, stamp and wiggle. I definitely want to blow this out a little bit more, so I'm going to take a tight, fluffy blending brush. Usual go-to fluffy brush, tiny fluffy brush, is the Japanesque brush, Dolce Vita, the blush again. Go right over where we just put that pink, but kind of just like pull it down a little bit further. I feel like the bottom lash line definitely gives a more dramatic effect to any eye look, which is why I always like to do it. I think it's almost like a cheat way to make it look like you did a hell of a lot more than you actually did. It makes every look a lot more dramatic, and it's super easy. Same pencil brush, JH39. Spray this brush, Wet n Wild's Precious Petals highlighter, and tap it on the inner third of the eye. Just like a little subtle glow. Now I'm going to finish off the face because I did not throw a highlighter on, so I'm going to take this Morphe Continuous Setting Spray and just douse my face with it. Should we just go in with this highlight? I feel like we should just go in with this highlight. I'm going to go in with the Precious Petals highlight. I'm going to grab just a little bit and pat it on the tops of my cheeks. Okay, that's not bad. If you know me, you know I love these Wet n Wild highlighters. Oh my god, they're like my favorite. Take my finger, throw some down the bridge of my nose, as I always do. Just a little bit. And then I'm gonna do a little bit at the top of my nose, just to give that like pretty little highlight. Just gonna give some life to those lashes. My current new fave mascara, this is the Younique Moodstruck Epic Mascara, and it's just a black mascara. I like to do 2 coats of this mascara, so after I do the one eye, I'll move on to this eye, and then we'll go back to the first eye. It gives it like just the right amount of time to like semi-dry, but still be movable enough, you know? And the bottom lashes. I'm gonna use the NYX Sand Pink lip liner. Now that my lips are lined, I'm just gonna fill them in using this same lip liner. Taking my MAC Candy Yum Yum, I'm just gonna pat this all over the lips. Actually, I'm just gonna put it all over the lips. Alright guys, I threw on my hoe hoops and this is the finished makeup look. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little makeup tutorial. I know I am a heavy review based channel, but I do like to do little tutorials like this, especially on holidays, because I'm constantly inspired by things and I think it's really fun to show you guys that you could just pick out a lipstick and that could be like the basis for any look that you want to do. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what to do. Leave it a big thumbs up down below. Leave me some love in the comments. Do you like this look? Would you wear this on Valentine's Day? Would you wear this on any given day? Because I feel like this is definitely a look that you can rock any day of the year. It doesn't need to be Valentine's Day. And most importantly, let me know what you think about this lip, because I honestly love it, and this is one of the lipsticks that seriously got me into loving makeup so much. This and my NARS Orgasm blush. These are my first expensive makeup purchases, so this is a tribute to the two of them. Thank you for getting me to love makeup as much as I do. If you are not yet subscribed, please be sure to do so. I'm a heavy review channel, but I do like to do videos like this. Like I said, I like to teach you guys my application techniques because I'm constantly learning new things, and I think it's important to share our knowledge with one another. Also, be sure to click the bell button. This way you get a notification every time I upload a video here on my YouTube channel. I had a great time as always, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, Finders. Mwah.